Day 6, fuck the stats. Well, fuck me, Tim. I think we backed the wrong horse today.
Pakistan Zindabad.
We love Pakistan. And I think it goes without saying on this channel that it is our second favourite team. For those of you listening and not watching, we're currently sat in the basements of Sixes Cricket Club, again in Fitzrovia. But this time we are fully decked out in Pakistan kit because we thought, what could possibly go wrong today, Tim?
I thought it would be Pakistan's day. I thought they'd make an absolute mockery of Zimbabwe. But for context as well, you're wearing the 2019 World Cup top, which is beautiful, and I'm wearing a rip-off from Blackburn Market. Which looks horrible, doesn't smell brilliant. Have you left this in your loft all week?
Yeah, and they both don't fit us very well. I think you look better than I do, Tim, in fairness. But yeah, look, we back the wrong horse, can happen sometimes. But as you well know, this is Fuck the Stats. We don't talk about stats in cricket, and if we do talk about stats, there's a punishment. Now, Tim, tell me what today's punishment is if we mention stats.
Well, there's a big game tomorrow. England, Australia at the MCG, and I think it is absolutely humongous for the shape of the tournament to come. But even more so for us too, because if we get this wrong, we are going to be looking stupid. I don't know really where I'm going here, but if you mention a stat, you have to wear an Australia shirt on tomorrow's show.
Fair enough. There it is. Mention a stat. Wear an Australian shirt on tomorrow's show.
I think where I was getting with that is, if England lose tomorrow, we're in deep trouble and we're going to look like fools. So if we mention stats, we need to look even more like fools.
I agree with that. And also, look, as you well know, not everyone listens to the podcast, not everyone watches it on YouTube, but a lot of people watch the TikToks.
A lot.
So today, the Irish one yesterday did 100,000 views. So tomorrow there is a chance that 100,000 people will see one of us in an Australian top if we mention stats.
Without a doubt, and if we get beat, because there will be baying Australians, all 20 million of them, or however many there are.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're going to win.
We're going to win.
Should we get into it then?
Sorry, I was going to have a serious cricket chat, but
we're going to get.
That's not the forum for this.
We're going to have a serious cricket chat because we're going to kick off, and before we get into what everyone's going to be talking about, Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Zindabad, we are going to talk about whose vibes in their way to a World Cup win at the moment. Is it India? Is it South Africa?
I am feeling India at the minute. I'm feeling it. Virat Kohli just looks like he is in imperious form at the minute. The ball's coming off his bat so beautifully. He knows how good he's looking at the minute. That 6 over extra cover, I think it's probably trumped his shot the other day. Personally, but he looks sensational. He looks like he's going to take the tournament by the scruff of the neck and win it for India. And let's not forget, this tournament is swinging, and they have got 2 very, very good swing bowlers, and Mohammad Shami as well, who can swing it as well. I think India looking like the best horse to back.
Maybe even better without Jasprit Bumrah.
Probably. I know he swings it, but Bhuvi and Arshdeep Singh both swing it and attack the stumps.
And as I well know from keeping to Arshdeep, he's my boy. Me and him playing on the streets of Chandigarh together.
Do you reckon he knows your name?
He might do.
Yeah.
I do. He might think, who was that excellent gloveman who kept to me that one day?
I highly doubt
that
it.
one day. Hey, I knew he had something then.
Who are you backing now? Who are you fancying?
South Africa.
Really?
I said this. I'm sticking to my guns here. They. All right, there's a narrative about South Africa being rain affected in major tournaments, and yes, this feels like one of them tournaments where there's going to be lots of rain affected games because Australia can't even sort their summer out for a T20 World Cup. But I'm telling you now, there are people like Bangladesh deliberately running themselves out so they don't have to face Norkie. You have got Quinton de Kock, who, oh my God, I've said it before, the man has nothing going on in his head except for scoring runs. That's all that matters to him. Just look at him and tell me you can't just see runs. And then we're talking about Russo today as well, just joining in. And there's something about South Africans, right? We're not the great cricketers, so we're not just going to talk about masculine gesturing. We're going to talk about the vibes that are around them. They feel like runs. That South African batting order just feels like runs, except for Temba Bavuma, but don't worry about him. He'll take the shine off the ball and the rest of the boys will do the job. So for me, South Africa, vibes in their way to a trophy at the moment.
Rousseau, man, he was unreal. He was unreal all summer as well over in the UK, but what a generational talent they've missed out on. They've got him at the start of his career and the end of his career, but imagine if he'd played through his pomp.
I think that's the real shame, Tim, isn't it? Missing out on talent. And you see it so many times in South Africa, don't you?
You do?
Tim,
What?
I know we've had a really nice time talking seriously about cricket, but this I really want to talk about.
Right, okay.
Because it's been dominating my thought all day.
Should we get to Pakistan first?
This is where we're going.
Oh, right, sorry.
This is where we're going. So as many of you know, Pakistan got turned over by Zimbabwe today. Disappointing in so many ways. We'll come back to probably analysing that a little bit better than the next point.
Than just saying disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing. But what you might not know is a narrative that's been going on behind the scenes. And that is a Pakistani man pretending to be Mr. Bean, selling himself to companies across Zimbabwe as Rowan Atkinson and Mr. Bean. Now, if you haven't seen this, you need to.
Just Google it.
Pakistan are now, this man from Pakistan, not all of Pakistan, but Mr. Bean from Pakistan, or Pakistani Bean, has upset the whole of Zimbabwe. The country was looking for justice. He has ripped off hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people appearing to be Rowan Atkinson. And today, finally, Zimbabwe got their justice.
They got their revenge. Justice for Zimbabwe.
Justice for Zimbabwe and for Pakistani Bean.
And have you got a message for Pakistani Bean?
Yeah, I do. If you want to go around ripping people off, if you want to go around pretending to be one of Britain's greatest ever comic actors, let me tell you this, Pakistani Bean, you're going to have to come through me first. Is that enough? Do you think I've sent a message?
I think he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah, he does.
If he ever lands on Britain's shores,
Yeah.
Pakistani Bean, he's in trouble.
There it is.
Did you see Sehwag tweet about it?
Oh, what? Really?
Was it Sehwag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He was tweeting about Pakistani Bean. He posted a meme. I'm not going to tell people about it.
Brilliant. Hey, so there you go. That's out of the way. So justice for Zimbabwe against Pakistani Bean. But now let's talk seriously about the game.
Yeah. Oh. Babar Azam, man.
Riz-
2 failures.
Rizzi and Babar didn't fire. Pakistan lost.
There's not much more to it. Their bowling attack is probably suited to that perf pitch, really, but it looks like their batting attack is that? That's not even what it's called. But their batting lineup looked all at sea. They were making the wrong choices at the wrong time. Yes, it was swinging up front, and Zimbabwe were looking dangerous. But I just thought the shot selection and the choices of when to go and when not to go was shoddy from Pakistan.
Yeah. I had to listen to the end of the game on the radio, and it just heard like a lot of swinging and missing. That's what it. That's what it. That's what
It's
it.
a lot of brain fade.
Yeah, and you think, and well, let's just a quick point on towards the end of the innings, and I don't want to butcher the wicketkeeper's name for Zimbabwe, but clutch stumping.
Oh, I was actually going to ask you about this because I normally hate when you talk about wicketkeepers. Yeah. But that was sensational with Shan Masood. That was unbelievable. That won the game.
Clutch stumping.
So talk me through it. How hard is it to do that as a very
well, I mean, obviously I do it all the time, Tim.
You do it one-handed though, don't you?
But I think wicket-keeping coach says it best. He says strong hands. Strong hands, not soft hands.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that the trick to wicket-keeping?
Change your mindset. Strong hands, not soft hands. Shout out wicket-keeping coach, the boy. And look, and then you see that, and then moments later, well, not moments, minutes later, he's involved in a run out to win the game, and he fumbles the first bit of it. The throw comes in, fumbles it, then has to reclaim it and take the belts. At that point, these are the finest margins of international sport. It could have been an instant 0 in that moment, and yet, wicket keepers, as always, come good.
I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad in this 19-day series that we're putting together, you've had a chance to chat about wicket keepers, because you've been boring my ears off for the last 2 years about wicket keepers.
It's great, isn't it? It's great. And I'll probably, you know what, I'll sit back with a glass of red wine this evening and re-watch it 7 to 8 times. But having said that, it probably won't be a glass of red wine.
It'll be a pint.
A nice cold pint.
Where does it rank in great stumpings for you?
You know what? There's like a highlight reel of Sarah Taylor's.
Yeah.
And there was one that never was in the Women's World Cup final.
Is that one of the greatest you've seen?
Yeah.
Never mind. It never wasn't a wicket, but
that was one of the greatest. I think. What's my favourite stumping?
There's that great compilation of Jack Russell in Cheltenham and Hedges. Cheltenham and Hedges, that's the wrong one.
Yeah,
Cheltenham and Gloucester.
Benson and Hedges.
Benson and Hedges and Cheltenham and Gloucester.
It's almost so mustard with Russell that you expected it coming. I think for me, other than the ones that I've done myself, because there's just so many, and there's something about leg side stumpings, right, that are just. And it doesn't matter how many times you watch replays of great leg side stumpings or who's done them, that you just know that feeling of it being the best in the world.
I know what you mean. I said on the first programme how catches at the minute are getting me out of my seat. That I was watching in the office on my phone, and that got me shouting in the office. Yeah. That's how good it was.
It is.
And how important it was. It was super. Really enjoyed that. But anyway, we're talking about boring cricket.
Yeah, God, imagine actually getting into cricket. We got a third.
We should do more of that.
We should. Oh yeah,
we do like cricket.
We love cricket, and also that we've got some very intelligent people watching this. It's just a shame that the two people hosting it are fucking morons.
What about?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, it's true. You're very clever. You got GCSE in French, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So
we.
No, we don't. You do.
All right.
That was a proper joke. That was a proper joke. Woo!
Fuck it, it's taken us 6 days.
Yeah, that was.
Come on, then.
Come on. I'm so happy.
Come on,
Right, have we got a third point today? Or are we on to everyone's favourite segment?
No, you've got a third point, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Do you want me to remind you?
Yes.
Every day he sends me his points.
Oh no,
because he does forget them.
No, I've got it.
Right, you've got it.
I've got it. I'm fed up with upsets.
No, that wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Oh right.
Do you know what? You were about to go to get in the bin. We haven't even got out of. Oh no, I fucked up. Go on, you go.
Yeah, I'm fed up with upsets. So.
Oh, this is a shambles, man.
This World Cup has been fantastic. It's been amazing. If I was a neutral, and whoever you are, a neutral sitting back enjoying this, you're probably a fan of West Indies cricket. Then you'd be thinking, this is amazing, this is fantastic. Apart from the rain, sort your summer out, Australia. But my word, I think that's enough now. I think for the rest of the tournament, let's just all enjoy England and Pakistan dominating, please.
As much as I'd love that, I don't. Well, Pakistan, I think, are all but out. England, we'll wait and see.
Cup final tomorrow. Cup final.
Is cup final. I'm loving the upsets. I think for too long now we've not had someone come from nowhere, like can happen in other sports, and go and win it. And I would absolutely love to see Zimbabwe take the momentum from beating a great side like Pakistan and go and get to the semi-final, go and get to the final. Why not? I know it pales in significance in terms of the budget and the resources that someone like India, England, Australia have compared to Zimbabwe, so it's really, really difficult. And the teams are, on paper, probably levels apart. But I'd love that. If cricket and T20 cricket was able to produce upsets, that really could matter. Because at the minute, a lot of the upsets seem to happen in the group stages, like England losing to Ireland the other day, etc. Just had someone into me.
Someone walk in for a second.
But I don't think they happen in the big games.
Yeah.
The big games are still, maybe New Zealand you could count up in there, but really they are at the top table. But it doesn't happen in the semis or the finals or anything like that. So long live the underdogs, long live the upsets.
I'm not going to top that, Tim. That's a beautiful speech, mate. I felt it right in my bones, in my plums.
Shame it was ruined by you.
Yeah, no, as the manager just walked in and he was welling up just from hearing two sentences of that.
I'm going to go have it out with him.
Sit down, Tips. Right? Sorry, that's right. I have to do that 4 times a day. So, we on to our favourite segment.
Yeah.
We are to finish up before another bloke walks in and tells us, "Get off 60s pitch Rovia." So, everyone's favourite segment.
What's it called, Munners?
Get in the bin. And who are we telling to get in the bin today? Anyone who thinks is acceptable discourse on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, your mates down the pub, talking to your grandma in your weekly visit when you deliver her a 6-pack of Fosters and 20 Marlborough Golds, sitting down with your mother at dinner, taking your dad out for a beer, anyone who thinks it's acceptable to bring up how nice Zimbabwe's kit is today, get in the bin. The only thing we should be talking about is the cricket. It is not interesting. And it's not even that good of a kit.
I think it's shit. I think it's the worst one in the tournament. It is.
I don't disagree. It's not the best.
Actually, Ireland's is fucking horrible.
It's not the best. And what do we say about those trousers?
Poppers, aren't they?
Poppers.
Kappa poppers from the 90s.
Kappa poppers from the 90s. It's not interesting. It's not clever. And it's not vibesy to say, how good is Zimbabwe's kit? No. They won a game of cricket. Talk about the stumping. Talk about the game. I don't want to be upset again.
It's alright, Manners. Sun will come up tomorrow.
Just wish this shirt fit me better.
It fucking used to.
It's been a kind summer. Right, so I think that's all for today. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, that was lovely.
So
Thanks very much to Sixes Social Cricket. Do get involved. Dealt with 10 if you ever want to book a lane, have some food. The food is excellent in my opinion. The cricket is very hard. Can't get a bat on it.
Yeah. No, it is hard for you. Finish up. Thanks again. Make sure you like. If you're still here, comment, because we love hearing from you. Subscribe. If you're a tier 1, get onto Spotify, unsubscribe, then subscribe again. If you're a tier 1, get onto iTunes, rate 5 stars, subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again. It all helps us. We're up to 6 in the UK cricket podcast charts, and that's all thanks to you. We love you, you beautiful people. Come on England tomorrow, do a number on the Aussies. I've been Munners. This is
Tim.
correct. He remembered his name, and we'll see you tomorrow.